This is Black Light once again coming to you. Cyberspace Ministry. And we're talking about agents and boule. And my time ran out. So we're going to continue on talking about the agents. And there was some in the Nation of Islam, and we mentioned those in the last video. We're going to quickly move to what's happening on YouTube, because we crushing YouTube right now, and we got those on YouTube that are supposed to be black conscious, but they're really dividing and us up for the enemy to make it easy to manipulate and destroy us. And so we got quickly we got the Hebrew Israelites, which is under suspect to me, because they are talking so bad about the brothers and sisters over in Africa. See, Africa got more resources than any place on the whole entire planet. When we say Africa, we're also including in the Middle East, because that's part of Africa also. So the enemy came and divided that part, and they were successful in doing that. Then they came in and divided Egypt from Africa. And on these movies now, you see that he's got this image of being the original inhabitants of Egypt. He got it looking like he there. He's was there, but that wasn't his dwelling place. He was in the caves, during the time of the legend of Osiris and Ra, and the building of the pyramids, And so the Hebrew Israelites, that word Israelite is another name for Jacob. And Jacob is another name for Yaqub. And the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad tells you that Yaqub is the one that grafted what we call now Europeans. Another name for European is Caucasians, because blacks was over there in Europe before the Caucasians was over there. We was all over the world. So his proper name is Caucasian. Another name for him is devil. Another name for devil is Satan, Lucifer. And now the Illuminati, which was our name that we use, means enlightened ones. And they took it like they took our culture and our religion and flipped it. And so the Hebrew Israelites don't want to connect to the Africans over there, And I don't know if they were paid to do this or not. Another group that's on YouTube is the Moors. And the Moors don't want us to say we black. And they so busy wanting to get hooked up with the UN to be recognized as a nation. And they said they were the ones that drafted the Constitution for the Caucasians when they came from England over here. But yet and still they don't have no part. Their name is Moroccan, origin. And the Moors, you know, they some bad brothers at one time because they ruled Europe for 700 years, maybe more. But you got to ask yourself, what happened? Why did they fall? Well, they got infiltrated. That's how they started losing battles, mess with them white girls. So the story of Othello messing with that white girl let you know what time it was with the Moors. They got weak. And there's another movie out called The Long Ships with Richard Renmark and Sidney Poitier. And it tell you how the Vikings defeated the Moors. You know, because Richard Renmark, he had a harem. I mean, not Richard Renmark, but Sidney Poitier had a harem. He had that white girl up in there. You know, that he kidnapped, they said, you know. It's called The Long Ships. Watch that movie, The Long Ships, and that was showing how the Moors got defeated. And you can see the Moors, you know, they've been infiltrated. And when Noble Drew Ali came, the word noble comes from over there in Europe, England, you know. So why you use that word to describe itself, you know, at that particular time? Now, I might have meant something else during other times, but during that time, noble was used by the British as meaning something else. When you get anointed or crowned a nobleman, you know, that meant something else. So he got infiltrated. Marcus Garvey's movement got infiltrated. That's how his downfall came, and they end up locking him up, you know. And his movement is at a standstill. They're not building no more. And the Nation of Islam got infiltrated, and they didn't rebuild. See, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad had blueprints on the table, building hospitals, black hospitals. He had black banks. You know, he had airplanes. He had farms. So they lost all of that, you know, during the infiltration. And so it's not they never rebuilt it. You know, they never took up that. So that was a stunt in their growth. But even though they brought it back up into a certain level, they never was on the level that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad left off at. So all these organizations got infiltrated. Jesse Jackson, he got turned out. Sharpton got turned. I think Sharpton was an agent all the time, hanging around with James Brown. He probably the one that got James Brown jacked up. I don't know this, but you know, I call it like I see it, you know. And now we got these brother, the Black Panthers. You know, they got infiltrated. What happens when they get infiltrated is it never comes back the same as it was, you know. And they still following that same pattern that they followed before, you know. And you're not gonna be able to use violence like that. Not like the spook who sat by the door. See, spook who sat by the door, that was a good tactic to show you how you got to do. You know, you got to plan. You know, But y'all not playing, y'all just acting on emotions, you know. So now we got an East Coast, West Coast type of ordeal with a YouTube channel called Cynetta TV, and he does a lot of things, but he got a large following. But his debates done turned into a reality show, and Pruden, and now they talking about killing each other, man. You know, now you don't know if they acting, but you know that the government or the agents done infiltrated Cynetta TV, or some of them brothers that's in Cynetta TV, and you don't know if they paid off or not. And then you got all these critics that's getting hits or getting views and subscribes by talking about what's going on. They could be agents too. Why they keeping it up? We supposed to be about trying to unite our people, man. So I'm telling those of you who are not directly involved with Cynetta TV and you know all these organizations that I mentioned, I'm gonna tell you the most one that you know that's out of all of them, these organizations and people, is the Nation of Islam. You know, and because they program, the way they got they program set up, that you know it's hard for you to destroy it from within. You know, it's hard for you to destroy it from within, and they got too many brilliant ministers, and some of them is for real, and some of them might not be for real. But I believe the ones with Silas and the ones with Minister Farrakhan are the most for real out of all of them. But there will never be those that will join the Nation of Islam anyway, even though they got the people's ear right now. So that's what I'm here for. The black light, it can act like a guide also. So even though I favor the Nation of Islam, you know, I still move with a caution. You know, I'm still caution of those, you know, in the movement of the Nation of Islam. Because I'm going to tell you the reason why. They do have good teachings in there. The teachings of Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And it'll behoove you to study those teachings. But it's other thing that bothers me about that. Now, I don't have time to go into that right now. But they do have good teachings out of everyone. And they teach unity. So this is Black Light Alpha right now. And we subject to come back with a couple of more of these videos.